October 1995. Richard Holbrooke's plane touches down near Sarajevo, the heart of a war-torn Bosnia. But this isn't just any arrival. 3 of his 4 closest team members have just been killed attempting the same mission. The stakes, ending Europe's worst conflict since World War II. How does one man convince stubborn leaders, a fractured world, and his own government to gamble everything on peace? That story twists through politics, battlefield chaos, and moral reckoning. Holbrooke walks into a storm, a Balkan war fueled by ethnic hatred and deep distrust. The question, can he steer American power into this deadly chaos, or will it swallow him whole? On Holbrooke's first attempt to reach Sarajevo, disaster struck. 3 out of 4 team members were killed by sniper fire on the outskirts of the city. This brutal loss wasn't just personal. It underlined how deadly and chaotic Bosnia had become, reminding Holbrooke that every step closer to peace was a step through a minefield. Holbrooke viewed diplomacy like a tense chess match. Each country, faction, and leader were pieces on a volatile board. Moves had to be strategic and sometimes aggressive. Unlike simple negotiations, this required anticipating opponents' next desperate gambits, not just listening and nodding, because here, a wrong word could trigger more bloodshed. Against all odds, Holbrooke's relentless pressure forced a breakthrough. Using a blend of threats, incentives, and relentless personal charisma, he pushed hesitant leaders to the Dayton talks. What seemed impossible, ending a brutal 3-year war, came from embracing risk, not avoiding it, proving peace demands boldness, not patience. Dayton, Ohio, a bland Midwestern city, becomes the unlikely stage for some of the tensest talks of the 20th century. Holbrooke's secret weapon, relentlessness fueled by fiery belief, and an iron fist under a velvet glove. At Dayton, negotiations dragged on with frustration thick in the air. Holbrooke refused to let talks collapse. The moment Serbian leader Milosevic tried to walk away, Holbrooke sprung into action, threatening to suspend U.S. air support. His relentlessness kept the parties tethered to the table, showing that sometimes you have to be the thorn they can't afford to ignore. Holbrooke used the looming threat of American military power like a finely tuned instrument. It wasn't just about brute force, it was psychological. Leaders knew the U.S. might strike again if talks failed, so the fear of loss pushed them to compromise. This dance of coercion and diplomacy became the engine that finally turned stalemate into agreement. Taking hostile Balkan leaders, each with blood on their hands, and turning them into partners was Holbrooke's ultimate challenge. It required balancing threats with empathy, mockery with respect. By understanding their motivations and egos, he pulled grudging consent out of them, proving sometimes peace requires embracing the very people fueling the fire. After the Dayton Agreement, the real war began, building peace from ruins. Holbrooke's battle shifted from negotiation halls to perils on ground, proof that securing peace can be more grueling than winning a war. The days following Dayton were a tripwire. The peace deal almost unraveled as paramilitary groups clashed, mistrust sabotaged local governments, and the UN forces were overwhelmed. Holbrooke describes frantic behind-the-scenes moves, deploying NATO troops on short notice, personally mediating crises to prevent a devastating backslide into war's abyss. Creating peace wasn't just peace talks, but piecing together broken societies. Holbrooke helped design institutions that balanced power among ethnic groups, a political tightrope walk in a divided land. It was a vivid reminder: true peace is messy, slow, and depends on shared governance born from fragile trust. Holbrooke's mission redefined America's role, from hesitant spectator to moral leader. His experience shows leadership isn't about pulling rank, but about shouldering hard choices no one else dares take. It's messy, costly, and often unpopular, but crucial if peace is more than a fleeting ceasefire. Back in Sarajevo's shadow, with losses haunting him, Holbrooke's story reminds us that peace is never just a truce. It's a gamble, a grueling fight, and a relentless push into uncertainty. Next time you face a tough negotiation, remember, sometimes you have to lean in hard, make the hard choices, and find courage in the chaos. Try pushing boundaries with clear purpose, because peace, like progress, demands you show up all in. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.